Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another of the lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the Daily Office Lectionary. And for today, let's take a look for Thursday at St. Mark's Gospel lesson, the second lesson for evening prayer. We're at chapter 11, beginning at verse 12. And on the morrow, when they were come from Bethany, he was hungry. And seeing a fig tree afar off, having leaves, he came, if haply he might find anything thereon. And when he had came to it, he found nothing but leaves, for the time of figs was not yet. And Jesus answered and said unto it, No man shall eat fruit of thee hereafter forever. And this his disciples heard it. And they come to Jerusalem, and Jesus went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold and bought in the temple, and overthrew the tables of the money changers and the seats of them that sold doves. And would not suffer that any man should carry any vessel through the temple. And he taught, saying unto them, Is it not written, My house shall be called of all nations the house of prayer? But ye have made it a den of thieves. And the scribes and the chief priests heard it, and sought how they might destroy him, for they feared him, because all the people were astonished at his doctrine. And when even was come, he went out of the city. And in the morning, as they passed by, they saw the fig tree dried up from the roots. And Peter, calling to remembrance, saith unto him, Master, behold, the fig tree which thou cursest is withered away. Jesus answering saith unto him, Have faith in God. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and thou shalt cast it into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he hath said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them. And when ye stand praying, forgive, if ye have aught any against you, and that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if ye do not forgive, neither will your Father which is in heaven forgive your trespasses. Okay, so first of all, people always love the story of Jesus throwing people out of the temple that died, those sold dove and the money changers, and they were performing a function of the religious worship, right? The temple tax had to be paid, but they would not allow it to be paid with Roman coins because it had an image on it, right? You're not supposed to make images in the Jewish interpretation of our Lord's commands. And so the temple tax had to be paid with money that was minted just for that particular reason, which they would then trade back into. So, and of course, they were making an exchange rate. They were making money off it. And of course, the doves had to be a part of the sacrifices that were offered. And of course, the people didn't want to transport them all the way from their house and risk having the dove die on the way, so it was just easier to buy it there. So, but of course they were doing it at an immense profit. So Jesus is seeing how scandalous this is happening, and it's not what it's supposed to be about. This is supposed to be offerings that come from the heart, not something that people are profiting off of. And I've mentioned my dear friend Dominic Mattioni from my last parish, right, 2 parishes ago in Rosemont, who would sell raffle tickets out in the rain with an umbrella rather than come inside the church door and be caught, that Jesus come back at that moment and have to throw him out for selling raffle tickets. I always thought that was a wonderful, faithful part on his part. But of course, the last 2 verses are the ones that really drive home how important all of this is. When we talk about prayer and getting things in prayer and learning how to pray, that when you stand praying, forgive if you have aught against any, that your Father also which is in heaven may forgive you your trespasses. But if you do not forgive, whether your Father which is in heaven forgive you your trespasses, right? And we say this in the morning, in the Our Father morning and evening prayer, and whenever we say that prayer during the communion service and any other time, right? Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. So we're being forgiven a great deal. We also need to be forgiving, or else, as it says here, your Father also which is in heaven may forgive your trespasses if you do, and if you don't, he won't. So let's learn how to be people of forgiveness. So today is Thursday. So we have 10:30 Holy Communion and 4 o'clock evening prayer. And I do hope I will see you in church. And may your Thursday be full of blessings.